How to move on after speaking the wrong way. We have all been there. A busy day, a rushed reply, a sharp tone, or a sentence that came out colder than we meant. Sometimes we speak before we have time to think. Maybe we are tired, stressed, overloaded, or trying to finish too many things at once. Then one small conversation turns into something that feels uncomfortable afterwards. You cannot turn back time, but you can understand what happened, take responsibility, and practice saying things better next time. One bad moment does not have to become your normal way of speaking. First, accept what happened. When you realize you used the wrong tone or said something in the wrong way, it is tempting to explain it away quickly. You may want to say you were tired, busy, or not thinking clearly. Those things may be true, but the first step is still accepting that your words or tone may have affected someone else. Do not pretend it didn't happen. Do not make the other person feel too sensitive for noticing it. Do not over-explain before you acknowledge the impact. A simple moment of awareness can stop the situation from growing into something bigger. You cannot undo the damage, but you can change the pattern. Some words can be repaired, some moments can be forgiven, but not every feeling disappears just because someone says sorry. If your tone made someone feel small, ignored, embarrassed, or targeted, that feeling may stay for a while. That does not mean you should give up. It means your next actions matter. Saying sorry is helpful, but repeating the same behavior and saying sorry again and again can damage trust. When it happens again and again, it is not just one bad day. Everyone can have one of those days. But if the same tone keeps coming out with the same person or with many people, it may not be just a mistake anymore. It may be your speaking style, your stress pattern, or a habit you have not noticed yet. You may sound impatient when you feel under pressure. You may sound defensive when someone asks a simple question. You may sound dismissive even when you are only trying to be quick. You may use tone to release stress without realizing it. This is where self-awareness matters. You do not have to shame yourself, but you do need to notice the pattern. A simple structure to repair the moment. You do not need a perfect speech. You need a calm, honest, and practical response. Structure 1. Acknowledge, then own it. Situation: you replied too sharply to someone who asked a normie question. Less effective: I was busy. You know I didn't mean it like that. Better: I realized my reply sounded sharp earlier. That was not fair. I should have said it more calmly. Why this works: it acknowledges the impact instead of making excuses. It takes responsibility for the tone. It shows the other person you noticed what happened. Correct the message. Situation: you said the right idea, but in the wrong way. Less effective: anyway, you know what I meant. Better: let me say that again in a better way. What I meant was, why this works. It gives you a chance to reset the conversation. It separates your intention from the way it came out. It helps the other person hear the message more clearly. Structure 3. Show what will change. Situation: this has happened more than once with the same person. Less effective: I said sorry already. Can we move on? Better: I know I have sounded short with you more than once. I need to work on that, not just apologize for it. Why this works: it recognizes the repeated pattern. It shows maturity and awareness. It makes repair more believable because it includes change. Example in a real conversation. Situation: you were busy and answered someone in a cold or impatient way. Later, you realize your tone may have made them feel dismissed. Less helpful response: I was busy. I did not mean anything by it. Better response: I realize I sounded short earlier. I was busy, but I should have answered you better. I am sorry for the way it came out. The better response does not pretend the situation was fine. It accepts the impact and gives the conversation a calmer reset. Useful phrases you can try. Let me say that again in a better way. I realize my tone was sharper than I intended. That came out badly. What I meant was, I should have handled that more calmly. I am sorry for how that sounded. I will be more careful next time. I do not want this to become a pattern, so I'm going to work on it. Why sorry is not always enough. Saying sorry can open the door to repair, but it cannot carry the whole relationship if the same thing keeps happening. If someone feels constantly targeted, talked down to, or emotionally pushed around, the issue becomes more serious. At that point, the problem is not one wrong sentence. It is the repeated feeling they have around you. This is why communication improvement is not just about sounding polite. It is about learning how your tone, timing, and word choices affect people over time. People will forget what you said, People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. The good news, you can improve at any time. You can start again whenever you are ready. Not because you are perfect, but because everyone has a chance to learn better ways to communicate. You can practice slowing down, softening your tone, and choosing words that make the outcome better instead of worse. Pause before replying when you feel rushed. Use fewer words when you are irritated. Ask yourself how your sentence might sound to the other person. Practice saying the same message in a calmer tone. How Spekero can help. You can use Spekero to check your tone of voice, practice saying difficult phrases out loud, and get ideas for clearer ways to say what you mean. Record yourself saying the same sentence in different ways. Then listen back and notice whether you sound calm, rushed, sharp, defensive, professional, or natural. Spekero can also help you review your pace, filler words, transcript, and English improvement. You can hear natural and professional versions with audio, then use them as practice examples for next time. Final thought. Making a mistake with your tone does not mean you cannot become a better communicator. But repeated tone problems should not be ignored. Take these tips as a stepping stone. Keep practicing, and give yourself the chance to communicate in a way that creates better outcomes. Practice with Spekero. Record yourself saying one repair phrase from this article. Listen back and notice whether your tone sounds calm, honest, and easy to receive.